The shooting in Wisconsin also took place, a double shooting in the wake of the NBA playoff game last night. At least 21 people have been hurt. We want to bring in Wisconsin Congressman Brian Steil. Congressman, what do you know about these two shooting events, and are they in any way related to the Bucks game that was underway?
Yeah, the shootings that played out in Milwaukee, as well as the incident that played out here in Buffalo, a reminder of what the men and women of law enforcement are doing on our behalf to keep us safe every day. You saw the gentleman in Buffalo, the former police officer who stepped up and engaged to try to take out this horrific attacker. Last night in Milwaukee, when 21 people were shot, we saw Milwaukee police officers running to the scene. This type of violence, in particular in Milwaukee, different than what played out maybe in Buffalo. But in Milwaukee, this action is preventable. And the crime that we're seeing plaguing our nation across the United States, we need to put a stop to it. We need to support the men and women of law enforcement, and individuals who engage in these types of behaviors and criminal behavior, we need to absolutely hold them accountable.
You mentioned Milwaukee and some of the crime statistics. We want to put them up on the screen because they're fairly astounding. The increase in 2022 versus 2021, and I'm talking about just the first 5 months of the year. Murder is up 48% in Milwaukee. Arson is up 28%. I have to say that robbery and burglary are both down in the mid-teen levels. But when a crime like murder is up 48%, something is seriously going wrong there. What's the motivation here? What's gone wrong?
Yeah, we've suffered under 2 years of anti-police rhetoric from the left in the city of Milwaukee and across the country. And then furthermore, when individuals are arrested, we suffer from low bail and low prison terms. And so we need to absolutely turn a corner from what we're seeing play out in Milwaukee and across the country. And so 10 individuals were arrested in Milwaukee following the shooting of 21 individuals who were out peacefully watching a Milwaukee Bucks NBA game. We need to, what I'm looking for these 10 individuals is, what is their rap sheet? Were they involved in a revolving door in the county courthouse where our liberal DA refuses to put people behind bars and hold people accountable? There's a lot of questions in Milwaukee. We need to realize the violence that's the cities of the United States, and we need to absolutely turn a corner and hold these criminals accountable.
The president said yesterday that what cities like Milwaukee need to do is use some of the money that's been set aside under COVID relief aid efforts to try to fund their police forces. Listen to President Biden.
$10 billion in the American Rescue Plan funds have been committed to violence prevention. Spend this money now that you have. Use these funds we've made available to you to prioritize public safety. Do it quickly before the summer when crime rates typically surge.
What do you think of that advice, Congressman?
For 2 years, we heard those on the left call to defund the police and anti-police rhetoric. We're now 6 months away from an election, and the tune is starting to change. I'm not shocked by that. But we do need to fund our law enforcement. We do need to make sure that they have the resources that are needed. But further, we need to end the revolving door that occurs at far too many of our courthouses around the country. Far too often, our police officers are successful in making the arrest, only to find out that the individual who committed the crime is either out on low bail or gets a short sentence. So we need to change the tone across the board and get serious on crime in the United States.
Well, and crime isn't the only concern out there. I want to put up some statistics regarding inflation. Gas is up 43.6% in this country. Electric costs up 11%. Meat, poultry, and fish almost 14%. Milk, almost 15%, eggs, 22.6%, and the list goes on. The White House, blamed Vladimir Putin, blamed the war in Ukraine. Can they pin the blame for all of this on those events, those outside events?
Yeah, the Biden administration is trying to sell a whole bunch of excuses. Nobody's paying for it. Nobody's buying it. We're all paying for it. We need to get serious about inflation in the United States. People are getting clobbered in the pocketbooks. The number one thing that we could do is unleash American energy, get gas prices down. And in other areas, think of food prices, it's often a diesel truck that's bringing that food from the farm into the grocery store and onto our tables. And so the number one thing we could do to get costs under control is to unleash American energy. We need to get the president to change course. Last week, he went the wrong direction. We have the resources here. We need to get it done.
Congressman Brian Steil, Wisconsin, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.